Alright, the Nina Lin case is rather straightforward. Everyone is now focusing on NA, in particular, after she and Zoe Spencer portrayed Silky's assistant. Said, and I'm really thrilled about it. Don't get me wrong, I don't support such crimes. She truly deserved it too. The problem is that, despite everyone's insistence that things would be different if the positions were reversed, that is simply untrue. And I've stated it before with Zoe Spencer when she was being harassed by the internet, specifically the WNL community. Their criticism of these strange women was valid, but they don't maintain the same enthusiasm for male streamers. In my video, I said it out loud. Yes, it's strange. But don't keep quiet about they have strange situations around them, but the vibe isn't the same. So I'm going to continue side-eyeing while I talk about Nina Lin and how strange she is. I will no longer yap. I'm Hood Socrates, as you are already aware. Well, let's get started. The best course of action, in my opinion, would be to show you all the video that started all of this turmoil. And because of how upsetting it is,
But she always on.
Hey, come here.
Joey, you can't. Joey, you can't.
23,
No.
he's consensual.
No, he's not consenting.
Yes, he is.
He's not even saying nothing.
He likes it. Yeah,
He's not-
give.
Oh, no. Yo,
Sit down.
you remind me of that one.
probably going to have to censor it a little. And keep in mind that this isn't even the entire situation. This clip is not the only thing that happens. There's really nothing else you need to see. It's really sick. Additionally, two ladies are attempting to coerce a male into having sex. When it happened, Zoe continued to try to place her butt on him while NA tried to restrain him. I'm curious as to why no one was taking the matter more seriously. I get the impression that people are only doing it now because they don't like Zoe and Nina, and it has less to do with the SA's real problem. Look, this tape has been around for months. And the only reason it's making a comeback is because neither woman is bothered by the collective consciousness of the internet. I can assure you that I wouldn't give a damn if there weren't hate speech about Zoe and Nina on the internet before this clip. Only because those two women are disliked by everyone. Surprisingly, Nina Lin also discussed this occurrence. However, I want to go into more detail about that concept later in the movie because if we don't deal with it, things like this will continue to occur. However, I can sneer at this nonsense and condemn them for their actions. The fact that the internet is only providing this energy as a gotcha, however, irritates me. That they genuinely cared about victims who were men or about unfair treatment. They wouldn't simply bring it up at this point. Outside of something like this, you won't see these same streamers discussing male victims or awareness. Assure me. In the end, those said posted on Twitter. I'll read them to you now.
They didn't even post the full thing. There's a part where they literally take me to the room and try to pull down my clothing. When it originally happened, most people were attacking me, and I felt so uncomfortable talking about it that I only talked about it with people that I know.
Give a damn when this first occurred. As if people suddenly care about the clip after it has been out for months. It was literally proven by said, assaulting him and such. I'm just side-eyeing, like I mentioned. However, it simply adds to the agony. And said, I know you're strong, and I understand you, even though I'm not sure if you'll see this. Being able to communicate that you have experienced something shows how powerful you are. The fact that you can still speak implies a lot, and you haven't lost power if you can still speak. And it's really the only thing that counts. And that applies to everyone. Don't ever stop speaking, because you still have power, no matter how weak it is. Do you sense me? Let's examine Na's response though.
So what if he says, I feel like you did some shit wrong?
No, so the whole Saeed thing, no one essay Saeed. That's why today I was actually looking for Saeed. I was gonna talk to him, like, you definitely felt disrespected as a person. Me, I take accountability what I do. If you dead ass felt disrespected, I didn't know. So you gotta let me know. If you did, I will always apologize. I mean, that's just normal people. But for him to walk around and say all that crazy shit, you never think about what Saeed's thinking too, though. Like, who wants to walk around being called that? That's embarrassing for him as a guy.
You didn't see Saeed today?
I was looking for him. I was looking everywhere for him. No one asked. Yo, cut the cameras, bro. Don't do your shit. Look at my little forearm, bitch.
No. I'm not 48 of him. He's not consenting. He's not consenting.
Zoe, we got yeah.
Not consenting.
Yo, get this right here.
Yo!
She asserts that she accepts responsibility, but she also turns around and brushes off his feelings, saying that it is shameful for a male to do so. As a side note, they attempt to put you in a 180-degree situation from birth as a black man. They attempt to conform you to this rigid ideal of masculinity and strength. You must tell them no. You cannot attempt to conform to their irrational expectations. You simply cannot. You cannot live up to that, and it is not realistic. NA stated that it's embarrassing for men for precisely this reason. They strive to make you fit that stereotype. How are you accepting responsibility, Nina? Furthermore, it was clear that said didn't enjoy it. The problem is, that said never gave them any freedom. He was always attempting to get about. He even stated no during the encounter, and his body language was quite telling. How, then, did she get confused? and Silky himself intervened even after that. However, I also had a problem with Zoe continuing after Silky took over. This degenerate behavior is made possible by their when Zoe continues to pursue said, everyone bursts out laughing. It is precisely because of this kind of treatment of essays that Twitch continues to become embroiled in controversy. That no one is providing it with the attention it need makes it sick. You should eject shorties who persistently attempt to cross borders. And the same is true for guys. However, no one took that action. They don't even realize that they're creating the same atmosphere that they say they disagree with. Additionally, it appears that chat moderators were removing messages that mentioned, said, or the incident. And to be honest, that's strange. I detest correctness and PR culture. In other words, the internet's efforts to curate answers and preserve the best possible image are directly responsible for acts such as these. I'm going to relax because I feel like I can talk about it in detail. I just have a small complaint. Additionally, said stated that he will be making a statement later on. Thus, keep an eye out for that, particularly because he is the wrong person. Furthermore, I'm all for empowering people on this channel, so I don't want to simply say victim because of the connotation.
Everyone else who is talking about me right now, whoever creator, whatever streamer, I truly could give a fuck. I don't care. Okay, anything they say, I don't care. What happened is between me and him. I will literally talk to him, and if he doesn't want to talk, that's completely fine. Whatever happens, I'm only worried about him. I'm worried if he's okay and if his mental is okay. That's it. Because at the end of the day, the person that really got hurt was him, and it wasn't me or nothing. So I'm not really over here being like, but what about me? It's like chat. I'm always be all right, bro. Trust me. But I want to make sure he's okay with that ass. Because he's been very nice. He's always been very nice to me. You know. Listen, I'm old enough to own up to what I did wrong. And during the situation, I genuinely 100% thought it was a joke. I just thought he was laughing, so I'm like, oh, like we all just laughing and geeking. But yeah, I see. It is wrong. It is really, really wrong, and what we did was wrong. You know, he clearly was uncomfortable with it. You know, and he was very hurt by it. So that's all that we know.
However, I'll let you all see Nina's whole statement so you can judge for yourself. Although it is obvious that I am not the intended recipient of the remark, I will nevertheless discuss it regardless of its quality. In my view, in terms of similar reactions, I don't really care, but I've observed that it's better than many of the influencer apologies since I have a reference point. It is up to said to truly forgive her because she helped cause someone to suffer in one of the most terrible ways imaginable. At least Zoe and Nina were eventually banned from Twitch. However, even outrage had to pose the query that was on everyone's mind. Why now? S. Mongold provided the precise response, which is that Twitch is more concerned with appearances than with the article content. You are all aware of the nature of the internet. They dig far into the past when they dogpile you, and they eventually discovered a video of Nina massaging disguised toast.
Okay, brother. Okay, girl. No!
The clip is a little strange, but it lacks the excitement that the said clip does. I don't see Disguised Toast discussing how uncomfortable it was or how unhappy they were with what transpired in that clip. Additionally, it's obviously more like. Therefore, we shouldn't simply dismiss every single clip as being of poor quality. They are merely attempting to portray it as maltreatment after discovering further videos of Nina with her cat. To be honest, I don't believe the video is abusive.
Hi. We merry-go-round, Somi. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. Oh, Somi, I'm sorry. Somi, I'm sorry. Somi, I'm so sorry.
Playing with my dog is causing me to lose control. And nah, at least showed care right away. Unlike Hazen, the god of thunder, I'll give her that. Then, give up removing every clip, putting it in the trash, and saying that abuse is occurring, or that something negative is occurring. That's not something you can do. In fact, these clip sheets are nasty. However, I would like to take a moment to discuss the misogyny that exists in the streamer community. Additionally, I spent a whole video completely dissecting Nina before you all jumped in my comments. Well, I'm going to talk about how I feel since I'm my own person. Furthermore, I believe that this is more a result of misogyny in the streamer community than it is of holding Nina accountable. Due to Nina's feud with another streamer, YBG, and other incidents, they have been waging a hate campaign against her. To be honest, I haven't been particularly involved, but I don't really give a damn. I've noticed that she doesn't receive the same amount of energy as other streamers. For instance, we witnessed a friend of Deshi Frost harass a woman in a store, but no one, unlike Nina, set him on fire. Rather, he received a slap on the wrist, a phone call from Kai Sanet, and a one-way ticket to Streamer University. So, one again. I'm all for it when things like this Nina situation happen. I'm disgusted by what she did and think it's kind of weird, but let's be consistent. But if the roles were reversed, people frequently say, but in reality, they have been for some time, and no one has taken any action. I simply don't take anyone seriously. Not with these streamers saying that the roles were switched or whatever. On certain things, they are hanging out with genuine demons. On the down low, some of these guys are demons, but perhaps that's going too far. Hey dude, I just finished filming the video or whatever, and I just watched these two bizarre videos. I'll just let you watch them. But said is stating that, first, Nina should be imprisoned, and second, she just contacted him in response to the criticism. Just have a look.
It's not even canceling it, like, straight up, she has to go to jail. And then this is Nina asking for my number twice. This is the first time. Nina's asking for her number. Do you want me to pass it on? Personally, I don't feel like talking to her right now, knowing that is the possible only reason is just for her to apologize just for that reason. And then the next day, she literally asked somebody else for my number, and I was just baffled because like, and then she went on stream saying that she reached out to me. Like she went to go and reach out to me, and it's just like, what in your right mind thinks that, like?
Then it's sort of funny since, as I mentioned before, her answer was better than previous influencer apologies, but it simply makes it more obvious. I find her repulsive. So what else can I add to it really? However, it was all I really had to say. For more uninvited opinions, subscribe. May you all be blessed. I'm going to leave this place. Goodbye.